The Shadowverse. I haven't checked it out in a while. I still like talk to Iggy about it, but I haven't played much myself. All right, cool. It does seem like something is happening on YouTube. So hopefully that is live. I'll keep an eye on it. See, it doesn't look live to me. Oh yeah, it is. All right, cool. We are live in 2 places at once, and this is the first time I've done that. So I'm very happy that it appears to be working anyway. I'm gonna exit out of my streams to save on bandwidth, but I still should theoretically see everyone from the mixed chat, which I like. You still play chat? So like, the thing is, it has something to do with Shadowverse. I think Shadowverse is an excellent game. I just kind of dropped out of like free-to-play, and especially competitive free-to-play, like altogether. And so I really moved away from that kind of stuff. It was originally for like a mental health reason, and I just haven't really been motivated to go back. Good hiatus from streaming content creation, dude. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your health is improving at least. I'm sorry, what? Oh, what's up, D? Yeah, this is why. So like, I streamed last week for the first time in a while, but I like didn't plan. I didn't think about multi-streaming. I know that's like more of a thing now. It wasn't a thing when I was last streaming, and so I just streamed to YouTube, which was fun. It was a nice little stream. I had Nat hanging out, and now that I remembered, hey, multi-streaming's a thing. Here I am. Hopefully, well, I know I'm at least on Twitch. Hopefully on YouTube as well. Yeah, last week. That's the start. Okay, hey, that's a great start. All right. I gotta remember where I was with this project last week. So, for all y'all joining us for Twitch on the first time, this is my latest obsession. I got this game around my birthday, so early October. I've already logged in like 250 hours. It's all I play. Like, I've played a couple other things, but every time I'm playing stuff, I'm like, man, I really want to be playing more Captain of Industry. There's just so many things to do in this game. So what's going on is we kind of have like a Factorio, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Project, like those logistics management games. And then in addition to that, we have like Surviving Mars, RimWorld, Tropico, like colony management. And so you got to balance the two to stay alive, which results in a lot of death. I remember last session we were struggling with a huge food deficit because I am playing on the game's normal difficulty, which is quite challenging, it turns out, as I've learned the hard way several times. And so we're picking this back up where we left off, which was that we stabilized the food situation. Notice that we have 16 months instead of 0 months, which we had a lot of going on. And so now we're just picking the next set of objectives. I have vehicle management select because I want to get to terrain leveling. Okay, that makes sense. I'm doing this because I think we already have the ability to repair our boat. So the setting for this game is, I don't really know if they've explained it. Something terrible has happened to the world. And it sounds like a lot of it's gone, which is why all we see out here in the middle of nowhere, just ocean. We're out here in the middle of this world. We survived something. We got a boat. We showed up like 80 dudes, some basic starting resources, and we're starting our economy and our colony and trying to survive. We're now getting to the phase where we're going to start repairing our boat, and once we do, we can actually go on little expeditions, like out, and like explore stuff. Also, I don't know why Streamlabs keeps messing with my green screen camera. Let me adjust that a bit. It keeps like doing this like weird like light gray pop thing when I get too close to the camera. Hopefully that's better there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks all right. Anyway, Luna D, how is the streaming going for you? I actually don't know if is that how you parse your name verbally? I've seen your streaming name, but I haven't actually had to say it before. Try to see So we need to repair the ship. Bunch of steel. Oh, we have a bunch of iron. I mean, we have a bunch of iron. That actually works out. Okay, I thought it was construction parts for some reason, which we are running a deficit of. It's going pretty well. That's good to see. Good to hear. I said see there. That's good to hear. I've been seeing your stuff on like Instagram, which was like super cute, where you were doing like the trip and you had like your character. Like, oh, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. All right. Alright, so it looks like we needed to do a boost on bricks to keep our construction part 1s in check. We got iron through, but we don't have enough to... Okay, so we are producing more construction parts, so that's good. Okay, then I see. Okay. So not all of these are electric assemblies yet. That's where we're at. So we have assemblies. They're still manual assemblies. Upgrades require construction part 2, which actually requires less than I thought. But we're currently not producing a lot of those because we're doing them manually. So I think the first thing we want to do... Here, I'm just going to queue this, and the trucks can sort out when they'll get the resources, because we want to turn those construction part 2s into more speed as soon as possible. Also, when we a burpee, you know. Oh man, I totally forgot I even had those set up. It doesn't show that in my dashboard in Restream, which is annoying. Great outlet. It is such a good outlet for your creativity. I have definitely been missing that. Let me check. I'm just going to temporarily disable the channel rewards if I can remember to, or can remember how to. Just because I want to reset, like, I want to set them up again. So, like, I'm doing, like, a real, like, slow reintroduction to streaming here. Let me pause this for a second so I don't mess up. And, like, I'm doing it bit by bit as opposed to trying to do it all at once. And, so yeah, just not everything's in place yet. And, for example, I haven't really thought about my channel rewards in a while. And... yeah, where's that manager for that so I can at least see them? Creator dashboard? The real live stream is me, me managing Twitch in the background. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, got it. Man, there's been so many back-end updates. Alright, you got me to do 2 burpees. Alright. We'll get those in before I turn that on. I think it's under community, right? Shoot. Am I not gonna remember how to even temporarily... I guess it's happening! No, I'm doing Twitch until I have time to start. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I'm slow rolling it, and so, like, I slow rolled it with YouTube, and now I'm doing the multi-stream, which is nice. Fortunately, I have to head out, still recovering from surgery. Hey, it was really nice to hear from you as well. And yeah, the plan is I'm doing a once-a-week time slot around this time every Wednesday. And then as I stream more, I'm hoping to increase that number. Yeah, I don't see a way to do it, so I think I'm just going to be stuck doing burpees. Let's go to viewer. Oh, thank you. Go to viewer rewards. Because it's been your community, right? Settings, channel? I mean, it's not the biggest deal. Is it under affiliate? I don't know. Whatever, we'll get back to the game. I'll figure it out eventually. I'll still log that. I think it's capped so I don't have to do more than like 10 during a stream. Because I'm immortal. Or view or something. I'll figure it out. Sorry about you. Ah! appreciate it. We need to get diesel in the boat so we can actually go places. Let's... I miss having moderators. Let me tell you what. Okay. And the other thing we're gonna need, I remember this now being in it. Oh, we have just enough workers for the boat, which is fantastic for at least completing this objective, which hopefully will get us some construction parts for where we're going next. Which does mean we're going to need to expand our settlement here soon because we are capped out on workers. Now, I'm building my ramp up to the plateau because I want to do my settlement up here. I like this space for putting my settlement because there's not a lot else going on up here as far as just one water table. And this ends up getting filled up with like assembly yards, copper, cement, other things that require water, plus farming. But I think we're safe to pop at least another one of these down. Oops, let's copy that. And that's just a 1. So yeah, they should be able to build that. Oh, shoot. What do we have not enough workers for? What do we not have enough workers for? Oh, for the rubber maker, I think we'll be okay. I can be a mod. That's a good idea. Aren't you already my like tax representative in the in Japan, or did was that Misako? Food is still going up. That's good to hear. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I don't like that we're hitting a power dip though. Are we just capping out on what our generators can produce? 1.6, and yeah, we're capping out on that. Oh, because we just built 2 assemblies that are electric. Okay, we'll need to pop down another generator. See, I'm hesitant to go too wide on generators early because they do cut... Oh, I guess it's only 3. My bad. The bigger generator cuts into your diesel a lot harder, but... I mean, that's not even a truck. Oops. Like, what's a truck take? Needs... What's the fuel tank for a truck? So I guess they use less than that. Maybe it tells you the vehicle depot. There it is. Okay, so it is significantly more than a truck. Just under settings. Dinky. Oh, it's literally under... Okay, I see. My bad. Yeah, I'm gonna just disable that for a bit. Points. Yeah, we'll just disable it. And we'll turn it back on later. Thank you. Yeah, I see now how obvious that was. I just was trying to manage too many things at once. Never heard of this game. It is still in very early access. They just released update 1 like a month or 2 ago, and now they're working on update 2. But for something that's in this early of access, it's in like a really good shape. The core design is phenomenal as far as like how the different mechanics interact with each other. It constantly is creating very interesting puzzles to solve. One of the downsides currently is that the the user experience is like pretty poor, but they just announced in their latest announcement on Steam anyway that they're bringing on a UX designer who's going to do a pass on the game, which I'm really excited about because like there's just so much that's already going so well, and if it could just be a little easier to access, that would be a huge boon. Because there's a lot of stuff that's a pain to get to. And I should really go on the Discord and leave some feedback to help out. I just haven't got around to it yet. It's kind of like Factorio. Yes. So like Factorio Satisfactory, we got that going on, and the fact that we were like, hey, we're taking raw resources, we got to run them through various machines that we hook up to produce something. Now the difference is, like a lot of times in Satisfactory or Factorio, well, not a lot of times in these games, you are like one person building this whole factory. This is different. In this game, we have workers. Actually, we don't have enough workers at the moment. Is it? Yeah, let's just adopt some that we have to manage. So like each building has a worker requirement. And so we need to make sure that we have a settlement that can house that many workers. But we also have to make sure those workers are fed, that they have water and power and more amenities as the game goes on. And so you can't just spam a huge factory. You actually have to like plan how you are expanding bit by bit, because if one thing gets too imbalanced, it can kind of cause this death spiral and just tank your whole run. So lots of fun, but lots to think about. It's a nice little game just to, that's why I like have this kind of more chill music going on. Like it's just a nice game to kind of, like it is challenging, but it moves at a pace that's kind of relaxing in a way. Also, I just realized all we need to do is explore a location to finish this mission, which we want to do anyway. We want to get that rolling because there are things on the map to discover. One that's really important early on is we actually need to go and find like seeds out in the wild to bring back so that we can start producing the crop. We can't just say we're making wheat now. We actually have to go find the seeds, which is, again, nice little touch. There's just so much in this game that from other strategy sim games, I feel like I just would like click a button or like build a building. But there's so many things in this game that it's like, oh, you wanna do this? Like, oh, you wanna feed your people? Great, all right. Put down farms, make sure that the food is getting transported correctly, and then like later on, when we have like chickens, we have to set up whole meat processing factories and stuff to actually turn it into something usable. Lego Rising. Luckily, there is a total loyalty going on. Now, what they do, now this is where I think they've really married the two systems well. What you have is a resource called Unity. Unity represents basically your people being treated well, getting their amenities, being happy. You can use this to like boost, that's a bad example, but you can use this to like boost the productivity of a building. So like right now, we really needed more electronics, and so I boosted, I doubled the output of this building for, I think like, oh, well, I'm doing 2, so it's half Unity a month. You can also use it to like quickly destroy things or quickly build things, because normally you have to like put a blueprint on the map and your trucks have to actually transport equipment there. And later on, when we build the captain's office, which is coming up, which I should probably do sooner rather than later, actually. Do I really need these that bad? No, I don't. I could use the captain's office. There we'll be able to run edicts, which cost Unity, but give you some sort of cool perk. Didn't need cake. There are, like, for example, I'm watching Quill18 play Tropico right now, and if you want a game that's like this, but simpler, but then also has, like, revolutions and stuff, that's Tropico. Okay, so we gotta build the tools. Well, this is a weird thing to research, because I don't get this node of the research tree. Like, the first time you research it is kind of cool, because it unlocks some extra, like, modes that you don't necessarily need to know at first, but as you get used to them, you end up leaning on them a lot, which normally live down here. But the thing is, you can still use the hotkeys to access all these tools. So, like, researching them a second time doesn't really do much. All right. So because we did that mission, we unlocked some missions behind it, which was produce rubber, produce construction 2, set up a bunch of stuff that we're like, hey, we want to rush this because it's important. Set up a fuel station, improve slag export. Now, what I love about these missions is not only do they help kind of guide you to making sure that everything is set up, and ooh, we found an oil rig right away. Well, that's going to be useful. Explore another location. They give you like a nice little guide, but they also give you a nice little injection of resources a lot of times when you need it most. Well, not when you need it most, but like you can plan around it, which is useful. I just realized we're not having much natural population growth because we're really early in the game and our health is kind of low still. So I'm gonna keep the beacon on, and maybe some refugees will come in. Oil! Yeah, you need oil, a lot of oil. Like, I definitely have a new appreciation for how crude oil based our society is and why. Because like, first you get oil and you're like, all right, let's turn it into gasoline. That makes sense. And then you're like, oh wait, we also need to turn it into rubber. Oh wait, we also need to turn it into plastics. Oh wait, we also need to turn it into like other stuff. You end up processing a lot of it. Pause the coal maker to save on wood. Okay, good. We actually... I've had this happen before where I destroyed the coal maker and I had to rebuild a second one just to be able to pause it. But I think we're purposely doing that to kind of manage our coal intake. Because managing coal is a pain. I'm going to take this boost off. And probably this as well. We're caught up on both of those resources, electronics, and bricks. And I actually kind of need the Unity now because we're running the beacon. Okay. They'll want water for the settlement. Well, it's probably the way to go next. Oh, right! We just got concrete at the end of the last stream, and I was gonna set that up. Because we can use that to supplement our bricks here. Because it's kind of hard to keep a steady source of dirt. Because you have to start just digging stuff, which removes like your building area. And so being able to turn a little bit of that brick production into concrete production is really helpful. Because right now we're putting out 12 bricks a minute, but we're also using 12 bricks a minute. But we're using actually 24 bricks a minute, which is why we're hitting a bit of a backup here. What I think I want to do, so I'm going to want a concrete mixer, which also puts out 12. Now I can try to set this up right into here. Oh, actually I might want to do that because I just remember there is the road, like I am going to need coal, and trying to minimize the number of hoppers you're dropping stuff off in is really helpful for keeping your trucks from getting overburdened. So if I could build off of this this coal line, that'd be really useful. And if I could have the resources... Yes, cat. If I can have the resources... If I can have the concrete like actually mix with this line, that would also be helpful. Now, limestone deposit is massive, but it is over on this side. Okay. She is an incredibly loud cat. She, I call her my binary cat because she can't do anything in like half measures. It's either all on or all off. And so like every time she meows, it feels like it is with the full force of her diaphragm. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, because this also needs... Well, it can use crushed slag. I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to try integrating this into the facilities that we already have. Even though it requires limestone, which is on the far side, it doesn't go through that limestone... Oh, wait, sorry. This is what requires limestone. It doesn't go through that limestone too... Well, I mean, it's not... It still doesn't go through it too quickly because... Yeah, it takes like... It's 40 seconds. It needs 6 limestone every 40 seconds, which is a lot. So I have no problem making my trucks drive a little bit farther to drop the limestone off here. One of these does output 3, though. Yeah, 1 kiln is enough to power 2 mixers. And so, do we want to build a 3rd assembly? No, we don't, because thinking about it now, as opposed to bricks, concrete actually can be used for other construction projects. Like, I don't think it has extra consumption here. Yeah, it just is turned to construction parts. But it's oftentimes the cost for things like retaining walls or smokestacks. And so producing a little extra is useful, especially if we want to do walls early for mining. I just did a run. Well, I'm in the middle of a run where I leaned more on retaining walls, and I don't know if I was using them correctly. I think I was still kind of. I think I was using them, but I don't think I was gaining anything for it. Like, yeah, I would. Yeah, I just would need to produce them better. Anyway, let's focus on getting some concrete out here. So what's happening right now is I'm debating between setting up another one of these iron facilities into 2 more construction part plants that can feed into more construction part 2s. And then I'm considering also just putting a 2nd brick facility here. Now it currently doesn't have enough supplies. It doesn't have enough water because we are still currently using rainwater. And I believe that is because we could research a groundwater pump. Oh, we did research a groundwater pump, but we now have the resources to use it. Hey, isn't that convenient? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna want balancing sooner rather than later. It's always one of those things that I'm like, oh, you know, I can design without it. It's like, no, actually, it makes things easier because you can do like priority in and outs. And so we can kind of create like overflow situations. I don't love what I did here, but I don't think I liked it at the end of the last stream either. We would need a 2nd bricks facility, which I think is fine, especially we're going to get a groundwater pump soon. Will we have trouble keeping up with that much dirt? Probably. Here's what I'm actually going to try. I've never tried this. We're just going to delete the bricks for now. And we're going to set this concrete facility up in, like, we're going to straight up just replace the bricks. We'll bring the bricks again later. Wait, no. Okay, I'm changing my mind only because I'm remembering that I'm on Sailor and we're in the early game, which means it already got destroyed. Shoot. No, can't cancel it. I meant you to cancel it. Yeah. Which means we're actually probably going to lose out on a lot of really important resources if we destroy this perfectly good facility and rebuild another one. Like, what would it cost? I get back 38. How much would I spend on it? Brick. 50. Okay, so I don't lose that much, and it is construction parts 1. Sure, only because we're also actually working with a workers deficit as well. Okay, so actually I'm going to stick to my original plan. We won't delete this yet, because we might just put the concrete there. We have some unity, so I'm just going to quick remove this so I don't have to worry about how long it takes to get rid of that. And we'll also quickly delete this water line. Location explored. Hey, we got corn seeds early on. Dang! Alright, alright. This is going pretty well for us. I don't think we can explore another one. It needs to return and refuel. That'll have to be okay. Okay. So we're gonna set up our concrete. I think we can sneak it in here. It's gonna be a little awkward. But it looks like it's gonna sneak right around this conveyor belt. We'll tuck this up in here. Like I said, I don't usually do this. I usually keep the bricks integrated, and then I end up putting concrete over here. But in all of, well, yeah, in my experience so far, it's not that hard to collect and transport limestone. And so, oopsie, I don't have planning mode activated, so it is building these things that I normally... Okay, I do have planning mode now, so I can turn that on. I think that's like the only tool that you actually need to research a second time to unlock it. Like everything else you can use the shortcuts for, but for some reason you can't use the planning mode shortcut, which is a shame because it is very useful. I did realize though that this is going to block access to our wood here. So let's maybe move this into here. And that should give... I don't know if you guys can hear her in the back. She's demanding attention. Okay, so we just need to keep the one kiln happy. Yes. And we want to get this hooked up here and here. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're allowed here. And then we're going to switch this recipe. Well, we'll do both for now, because there is still brick on the line. I went to see Kitty. That was last session too. She has now gotten into my lap because she likes to sit on my knee while I play games. She should. Let's see. I want to see if she's appearing on the camera now. Yeah, she is. What? So this is Izzy. This is cat number 1 in the household. And then her sister, Eden, is currently sleeping next to the computer. They like to hover around me a lot during my, both while I'm working, because I work from home, and then once I'm done working. They are very needy cats. Black cat? Oh, no. She's a tabby. I think it's just kind of dark. The other cat is a tortoise. Whoops. She managed to open a folder as she did that. I don't know how, but she hit a key with her tail and it opened like my recent files or something. Okay, back to concrete. I'm liking this idea. I think this is gonna work out pretty well for us. Oh, we don't want to do that because that'll cut off our access to the water line. We actually want to run this. Let's keep this up over the conveyor belt, and we're just gonna hook it up to this water line that we already have, because that needs 6, 6. Okay, 6 and 6, and this water line can hold up. It can transport up to 60 a minute, so we're fantastic there. Producing 9, producing 24. That's under 60, so we'll hook up. Oh shoot, it didn't connect like I wanted it to. Go like that, and then up, and then yeah, that way you'll connect to both at the same time. Ooh, we might be a little tight here. Concrete mixers are such a pain to set up because you need to run 3. Well, I guess you gotta run 3 different conveyor belts and do a lot of things. I don't know why it feels like they're so much more of a pain to set up. I think it's because the middle one has to be the flat conveyor, which just gives you a lot less flexibility. But this is gonna put us in a situation where we can't access this wood storage anymore. So it might be better just to give in and move this wood storage here. Just get a conveyor belt up to it like that. And I think we can do another, like... We'll hook that up. Here, let's delete this. And so, like, normally when I deconstruct stuff, I have to wait for someone to come and take it. But I did a control delete there. And so that meant that it used Unity to quickly remove it automatically without me having to manually set that up afterwards. Well, it looks like we're setting up the mixers here because they weren't set to planning mode. That's swell. I could just cancel it. Yeah, let's do that actually, just in case, because I'll just copy it real quick. Okay, now it's in planning mode. Because when it's in that, it doesn't count as a deconstruct, and so we get, I think we at least get full materials back. Which, you know, it doesn't sound like the most important thing, but man, sometimes in this game, even just a couple more of one thing makes a huge difference. All right, so we're gonna standardize on crushed slag because we're producing slag right here, and I believe this slag is coming from both of these plants. Oh, did my music end? All right. It's a YouTube playlist. I think YouTube every now and then just forces you to restart. I don't know. I can't prove that, but it just seems like a YouTube thing to do. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna standardize on slag crushed because we're producing slag here, which means we will need a crusher. Removing the wood over there, we have a lot more room to play with on this side. So how about we tuck this in here, slide this over one, and give us a little bit of room to breathe in front of the ports here. Because when we're setting up, when we have to go up a level, we need some room for it to ramp up. Which is something I'm really excited about for whenever Update 2 finally lands, because Update 2 will have actual like little lifts you can make, so you don't have to save as much space. I'm really excited for that. Take this off as well. So that's coal. Is there a way, will it let us get around? Yes, it looks like it will. Let's go around this way so we don't block the coal hopper that's hooked up there. So that'll give us slag, and then we're gonna crush the slag and run that here. I wanna make sure I have enough room for a ramp. How do I wanna do this? I probably want to delete this part of the line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start another U-shaped conveyor belt, and we're going to make sure it's raised when we get to like this point. And that should have enough room to lower here. And it should also, okay, and should also leave us with enough room to do the same here. Do it on the outside, because then I can make the sand line just land here. And then yeah, we do have the option of sand or manufactured sand. Manufactured sand is a bit of a pain to make, because you basically have to crush rocks into gravel, and then you have to crush gravel again into manufactured sand. And you only produce 8 every minute, and we only need 6. So we actually could get away with that. But the thing is, sand is plentiful. We're not really like we're fine. We got sand, so we're just gonna dig some up. Oops. All right, let's get some loose storage. I think if we put this like here, think we'll have enough to... See, I don't hate this. It's a little bit weird and goofy, this loop. But we need to come over here anyway and tee off into this. So, like, why not just loop around if it makes the ramp easier to set up? Which it looks like it does. So we can go with that. That also gives us a way to set up the coal line. Let's bring this out here. We're gonna come out in front of the limestone port by a bit, so there's room for that port to go over. And wait, where did this connect before? Oh, did it connect in there somewhere? Ah, shoot. Okay. We're gonna move our coal hopper back as well. Quick remove, because it's gonna take a while for them to remove all that, and quick remove as well. And all we're gonna do, turn off the empty, full a bit, I think I had it at. We're just gonna bring this back a bit so that we don't have to worry about it being tucked in. That's fine where it is. This is gonna be our sand. And then we're gonna need another one for limestone that I'll put like... I can move that if I need to, but I don't want to have to. I want to make sure my trucks can get around is the thing. Let's do this. I think if I like tee this like this, and then put this so we have one going here. Let's do this. Let's get one like there. Oh shoot, let's make it go up quicker. Yeah, like this. We're gonna have it go over the line like, go over the sand line like this. And it'll connect over. Wait, what? Oh, can you not get under? You can, okay, good. Yeah, it's fine if it's under here. We can just go like, this is the coal line, right? Yep. So that's coal line 1. Let's see. This is gonna be sucking down 1.5, 9, 9, and 9. So let's just make sure that, hey cat. I just don't want to overload one of the conveyor belts, but it sounds like we'll have 18 pull off of this one and like 11 pull off of this one. And so this will be where this will be our first spot when we want to expand in the near future. And this is supposed to be limestone. And then we're gonna check our navigation overlay to make, oh, I can't see until the plants get updated. So we're gonna forward time a bit. Boy, this part's not updating. It looks like, I mean, it looks like they can get through there. I don't know why that part's not updating, but okay. So we're good there. We need to get this set up sooner rather than later. I'm actually gonna just quick place these. Or else, actually, I realize now that that's not as important as I thought it was, because I was like, oh, we need to get the wood set up quickly or we're gonna fall behind on construction parts, but we deleted the bricks. So actually we need to get all this set up pretty quickly or we're gonna fall behind on construction parts. Getting 14 refugees in a couple months. We currently have 10 workers. This will require 2, 4, 6, 10, 16 workers. Oh, and we don't have the smokestack hooked up. And apparently we also don't have... That's weird. Come on. It gets confused sometimes in this position of like, well, what are you trying to link to? All right, let's just... No, not that. Let's just delete this. And then that can let it... There we go. So it is probably better to get this started soon. Like now. We're also going to need to make sure we're mining the limestone and the sand, which is going to require 2 excavators. We need 2 of those, which is going to require 2 more workers. We should probably get some pickups. We should probably... Can't adopt more because we already adopted and we haven't improved that relationship yet. I want to work from home. Yeah, work from home has been amazing for me. It really has been. I just feel like I have so much more time in the day to get stuff done. So much more energy to do stuff. Like, been a huge game changer for me personally. What is it pinging me for in here? It's giving me a yellow dot. Oh. Okay, we did get the irrigated farm set up. Okay, good. Because that would have felt like an oversight if we didn't have those set up yet. One second. I think there was just something at the door. Whoopsie. Alright. I just wanted to check if it was my door or the neighbor's door. I think it was the neighbor's door. I don't know who would be knocking at my door if it had been mine, but... Oh, I forgot. I need to get a groundwater. Well, that's going to be more people that need to work. All right. I'm going to start this building because we need this. We need to get construction parts here ASAP. Yeah, I think we ran through all the bricks from recycling. We do have some random cement, though, if we want to use that. I never really thought about making the cement somewhere and shipping that instead of shipping the limestone. But like, also, I need to have exhaust pipes in this area. I need to have coal in this area. So why not double up on it, right? Let's move this a little bit, and maybe that'll make it easier for the trucks to navigate this corner. I'm worried they're not gonna slip through here and it's gonna cause some weird pathing issues in the future. Make sure... Just checking out my own stream on YouTube real quick because I wanted to make sure that I'm not missing any chat there. I still don't completely trust that I have all this set up right. I'm seeing the Twitch chat for sure. I probably just don't have anyone chatting on YouTube, but that's where Nat was joining us last time. So I wanted to make sure, and sure enough, no one's on YouTube. And also sure enough, I have that weird, like, box around me again. I don't know why that is happening. I'll play with my settings. Okay, we got refugees, perfect. And they brought some stuff with them. Fantastic. Is this set to process scrap? It is, okay. We'll turn this one off because I don't think the trucks can reach it. But we will turn... Oh, you're backed up because we don't need that many mechanical parts. Fair enough. You're backed up because we cut off your supply to coal. So let's fix that sooner rather than later. And then we're gonna set up a mining tower somewhere around here for limestone and somewhere around here for sand. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pickup has no compatible X. Oh! Right. It's copying those settings, so it's trying to bring trucks with it. No, we need those trucks to do other things right now, please. Please don't just stand next to this building. Bring this down to 2 since one of them's backed up and we could use those trucks. 9 workers is a good sign because we do have all of the buildings that require jobs up and running. Good. Whoa, whoa. Hey, awesome. That's great to hear. Also, thanks for joining. Okay, work clerk. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for with these streams, is I'm just, you know, got the more chill music. I really like how relaxing this can be in a weird way, because, like, once you've identified a large problem, like, we need concrete, there are so many small choices about, like, placement and, like, throughput to make along the way. Like, there's just, everything's a little project. It's great. I like that our trucks are still very busy after the construction project is finished. We did get one excavator made, so let's start. Well, we're gonna need sandstone as much as we're gonna need lime, so we'll start with lime. I'm gonna assign one excavator. Honestly, I'm just gonna give it one truck for now. I'm not too worried. And we're gonna do quick deliver on that as well to get the other one set up for the sand, because I think this should be pretty quickly behind. Yeah, we're producing vehicle parts. Cool. Well, let's see. We're getting the water that we need. Obviously, sand's not full. Let's set that for needing. I don't know, we can need like a small amount, like 36. Let's up our coal need here, only because we did add another facility. Now, granted, it doesn't burn through that much coal, but... And then we don't need that much limestone, but we don't need it anywhere else. So we'll just put a small demand on that. And all we're doing here with the slider is we're just telling the trucks that this should always have at least 36 units of limestone in it. It can have more, but we want to have at least 36. So if it ever gets below 36, it's a priority to make sure this one's full. If all of the needs are satisfied for as far as the import for all of around our storage bins, but we have another one where it's set to say like empty, that's creating a push. And so in that situation, when we're pushing out, it would then say, okay, well, we're just going to put it in this extra unassigned space. So I still don't have the truck logistics perfect. I'm still playing around with the most efficient way to make use of my trucks. Because there's a lot we can do, which will unlock in a bit here with advanced logistic controls, where you can actually say, hey, this building imports to this building, which exports to this building. Which can be really useful for making sure, like, for example, when you have a base where, like, you have some stuff over here and some stuff all the way over here, and, like, I have an iron mine and an iron mine. Well, you don't want... If you have a second iron mine set up over here, iron processing facility, you obviously don't want this mine delivering resources all the way over here and burning a bunch of diesel in the process. So I feel like it is really important to know how to manage routes effectively, but also at the same time, if you set up too many and you set them up incorrectly, it can be a huge contributing factor to a death spiral when you just don't realize that something isn't getting resources because you don't have the route set up correctly. You guys are making parts, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, you just need someone to move them from here to there. That makes sense. It's not a high priority, and you don't have the 40 anyway. You only have 22. So we can wait. The first thing we're gonna build now that we have construction parts is we are gonna... What are you telling me? I'm just gonna really quickly select everything once. I think I produced a bug for some reason, because it's telling me I have a new thing in here, but I don't. Water extraction. We're gonna set up a groundwater pump. It's gonna pull from this groundwater, but that should be fine. It's also gonna require 2 people. This is another thing that I was not paying attention to the first time, is like your groundwater reserves are very much a limited resource. They will regenerate with rainfall. And so you can, like, completely drain the water table and then let it refill. But, yeah, you got to be mindful of how much is in the reserve. Because if you, like, for my first run, have one huge settlement over here and have a ton of farms, well, when your reserve runs low, it turns into a huge issue of finding another way to get water set up quickly. So that's another reason why I like to set my bigger settlement up over here. It has its own water table that we can just dedicate to food and people. And then we can kind of keep this for different manufacturing things. Like right now we're using it for concrete and copper, but in the future we'll need it for... We'll burn a lot of... We'll boil a lot of water making steam to power stuff. So we definitely would like to keep these deposits reserved for other projects. Now there are 2 deposits down here, so I don't mind putting a and the settlement starts here. So I don't mind having a small settlement down here, but I try to put my chunkier one up there. Or at least I did in my latest run, and it turned out really well. So I will definitely be copying that here. Cannot reach destination. Why not? Oh, are you trying to manually deliver stuff? Yeah, that's on me. Well, they still don't have sand, so like even... Ah, shoot, maybe I prioritized the wrong resource. Oh, pfft. I built a mining tower. I didn't even set the mining designation. Well, that's actually a really good opportunity for me to change my mind. We're going to actually move you over to Sandtown. And I'll just set up a real simple, just mine this area flat. So that'll start producing sand there. And then what we're going to do, because I had that thought earlier of, well, there's no way to get excess cement over to the concrete mixer. So we're just gonna make like a little feeder line here. And we'll let cement get dropped off here. And that's because like, we'll get cement as like random rewards or for exploring the map. But we have 90 cement here, which can make a lot of concrete for us because I think we're only using like 1.5. Yeah, we're only using 1.5 cement to produce 12 concrete. So we definitely want to like make use of what's in our reserves. And to do that, we need to give them access to the mixers, which I didn't do because of my conveyor belts. So we'll do the next best thing, which is just kind of create a temporary feeder system. Which is also great because, like I said, we're kind of bottlenecked right now that we need sand and limestone for concrete. But limestone is what we need to make the cement. We have a ton of cement, so we can skip that, make sand, make concrete, make construction part 1, make construction part 2. Hopefully not. I say that, and I just realized the second excavator got made. Guys, we got limestone! Well, wasn't that easy? Right. Yeah. Again, we won't go through this very quickly. So all I'm gonna do is just, hey, mine this chunk flat. And like, that's probably gonna tide us over for a while. And we'll just do that. Cool. We do have a dumping facility over here. I think we're also, yeah, we're dumping trash over here for what I call Project New Coast, where we even out all this rocky. We can't do anything here, right? Because not only can we not build like buildings on this, we also can't build cargo depots, which become very important in the mid to late game, it turns out. And so one thing I like to do early on is before we can start doing like an incineration plant when we need to be like dumping our garbage, is I actually like to set up something like this, where we're slowly working on expanding and creating a new coast here that we can actually build off of. You reach out. Thank you for that. I really appreciate. Yes, Alchemy Stars. It happened all at such a weird time in my life, Because right as I had finished making those videos, my plans to move back from Japan to the US got massively pushed ahead of schedule, and I like had to suddenly just leave, which was annoying. And also put me in a really stressful situation. And so when I got back, I wasn't immediately able to get back into content creation like I wanted to. Why aren't you? Oh, it's because this is still set to auto. And so, like, I didn't really, like, I put those out there and the community really enjoyed them, which made me really happy. But I had so much going on in my life for about a year and a half straight that I just could not get back into it. And also by the time I got back to content creation, like, which is what's happening now, my interests have changed a lot. Like, I still really like Alchemy Stars, I still really like Shadowverse, I still really like a lot of the games that I did play then. It's more that I'm just kind of... I'm burnt out on the free-to-play model in general. Like, it's just gotten to the point in my life where, like, so I want something like this where I can just pay 30 bucks up front for an experience, get what I can out of it, and then go on to the next one. And as much as I love the design choices, the free-to-play mechanics, even though they weren't terribly greedy, I identified that it was not great for my mental health. And when I was, you know, kind of re-engaging with a lot of the media that I enjoyed while living in Japan, I was kind of processing that. And I was realizing that, man, a lot of these ones with free-to-play or gacha purchases, like, when they're good, but when they're bad for me, they're bad. And so I just haven't gotten back to them yet. Now, that's not saying that I won't get back to them, because I did really enjoy Alchemy Stars. I did really enjoy Shadowverse. And I could see myself getting back into both. I just haven't yet. But I'm really glad I got to make those videos. I'm glad the community liked them so much. I'm glad they were really helpful for a lot of people. And I definitely want to keep making more like, hey, here are some tips kind of content. Because that's one thing I'm really missing. Like, I was a teacher in Japan, and turns out I really enjoyed teaching and education and, like, helping people understand stuff. And I have a bit of that in my job now, but not nearly to the same degree I had it before. And so that kind of content really appeals to me at the moment. But again, I got a lot going on. I definitely can't commit to regularly uploading videos again like I used to. I'm trying to dip my toes back into streaming, and hopefully I can get a nice, you know, constant cadence going on here. I also have plans to set up and build out a Discord, because all other social media kind of sucks right now. I actually deleted my Twitter, so I don't really have any ways to promote the streams if I want to try expanding my audience. And so I'm thinking of just making like a Discord just for people to hang out with who watch the stream, and that way I can also let people know when I'm going live. But again, these are things that are down the road. But yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed those. I'm glad so many people enjoyed those. Like, it was so much fun just to, like, check in week after week and, like, just see that number climb. Like, oh man, if it had been a different time in my life, I would have been making so many videos off the back of that. I really would have. All right. So we're actually in a pretty nice, comfortable position here, which is good, considering that the last stream kind of started to spiral out of control for a bit there. Looks like we're getting our limestone. It looks like we're getting our sand. We're making our concrete. So I think we're going to need to look into what we want to expand into next, which is probably going to want to be getting our research set up sooner rather than later, so we can research quicker. So, like, your first research lab, congratulations, great. You just set up some buildings, they do the research, you're fine. Your future research labs, you actually need to provide them with equipment, which I think is great. Like, again, nothing in this game just happens. Everything that you want to do, you need to make the parts for people to do that task with. luckily, like, yeah, so we'll need to actually manufacture lab equipment so that they can keep doing the research. So that's why I'm not jumping right into it. Now, that being said, mechanical parts and electronics are both in really good supply right now, to the fact that we're actually capped out on both. We are producing 24 electronics, and this will eventually be 24 mechanical parts. We just need to upgrade those. Now we are consuming 12, and it looks like, oh, and then we're also consuming mechanical parts for maintenance, but that's only consuming 6. So the fact that it sounds like we're making more than enough, and I believe it's just 12 and 12 to make that lab equipment. It is. So actually, maybe we will do that sooner rather than later. How about we do research lab, and then while I'm getting that set up, let's do something like tree planting, because that's something I realized in my last run. I slept on tree planting for a bit because I was like, there's so many trees. Like, I cleared this out early on because I had the harvesters, I had the spare time, and I just wanted to make room for building more stuff. And when I cleared like all of this out and all of this out, I had like 15k wood. And I'm like, well, I don't need wood for a while. That's a lie. That turns out is very much as a lie. Your wood needs will suddenly go up very, very quickly, especially if you're making construction parts. And so I want to get a forestry be set up. What would that be called? Forestry area, I guess. Set up sooner rather than later. Beginning of the year. Guilty of dropping Honkai. Man, yeah, everyone was like, I heard so much about Honkai, but I haven't heard as much about it lately. It seemed really cool. Genshin, that is also the one that I would love to get back into. My sister and her partner are still very much into Genshin, which is cool because they'll like update me like where the story's going and who the new characters are, so I can still kind of like interact with that without also having to set aside like time. And man, that's another thing too. I can't just free to play in some of these gacha games. Like, it always gets to that one banner that's like, oh, but I need it. And oh man, that is so dangerous for my poor wallet. Which was fine in Japan. Well, it was fine where I was in my life in Japan, but finances are a bit tighter since I moved back. And so I need to be real careful of not suddenly just being like, $200, need Hu-Tao, $200. I think that was the most I rolled on a banner. But then that was also rolling on her weapon banner. Both of which I got, and both of which I pretty much am used exclusively from that point onward. Okay, yeah, we're keeping up with the slag, which is good. We aren't good. I kind of want to mess with it. Like, we're producing a good amount of material. Basically, what I'm wondering is it time to try to expand our... I'm gonna try to fix my camera here again. I don't know what that thing is. It's really annoying though. It's like some sort of brightness detector or something, but like, let's see. I think it's a smoothness issue. Oop. That was too much. Let's, yeah, oh yeah, there it goes. Similarity? I think it's because I'm using a color preset and not like an actual, like... Whoa. If I move this camera, if I move this light, does that change anything? No. Huh. Weird. I'll have to work on this later. Daily stream is fine. Like, I have accepted that my first, like, 6 streams are just probably going to be kind of scuffed. As I, like, refigure out how things work. So I appreciate y'all's patience as I do that. Okay. So I was talking about expanding out my construction parts, which I might do. One of these produces 24. Oh! I've never really thought about that. Okay, so we have 24. One of these only consumes 9. I think I did this math last time. Okay, so it's 18. Then I think on this side it's going to be 30. So on this side, we're not going to be producing enough. This side we're going to be producing too much. Well, that's what the overflow storage is for. Okay. Let's do something where we... Okay, again. What I'm trying to do is trying to figure out if I want to copy like this whole stack and move it back here. I mean, that would work. You have more than enough iron ore. Run another coal line. Yeah, I'm trying this thing out where instead of putting everything into a balancer and then redistributing it, I'm actually just like sending as many resources as it needs down the line. So this is here we're producing an extra 6. Oh, and I think my math was we need an extra 6 over here. So yeah, 6 isn't a lot. I think my plan, if I had to guess from my last stream, was to set this to empty. We don't need it set to, well, I can set it to like a little full. Actually, probably a lot full since mechanical parts tend to eat a lot. Okay. So right now we're producing plenty of iron, and the wood is keeping up. Is that the concrete isn't keeping up, which is because it is probably just because it's slow. Let's see if it's waiting. No, it's not waiting on a product. Like everything's green. Everything's green. Yeah, it's just gonna take a while for it to. Let's boost it for a bit. We're gonna boost this facility just so we can kind of create a bit of a buffer. And also let's add concrete slab to the side here. Yeah, let's create like just a bit of a buffer so that we can use it for construction projects and also, I don't know, in case we dry up on a resource for a bit. What's teaching experience in Japan? Yeah, okay, teaching experience in Japan was great. Well, I like teaching in Japan. I like teaching a lot in general. I like the unique challenges of teaching English as a second language specifically. A lot of the issues I had would be more about Japan's work culture in general. It's kind of a hard topic, not hard, but it's a difficult topic for me to like word just right when I'm talking about in the US, because I did love Japan. And there are a lot of things that I still praise it for, especially having returned to the US. But I still like to make sure I acknowledge that there were many things that I was not happy about regarding the work culture while I was there and like the social pressure that it puts on people, and the effect that it has on mental health and had on my own mental health. So yeah, what was the experience like? Well, the cool thing is if you're considering it, like, it's a really welcoming experience. I mean, to not mince words about it, they pretty much will take anyone from an native English-speaking country with an interest and a pulse. Like, the requirements to get there aren't high. You might apply to be part of the JET program, which is done through the government, and you might not get accepted into that, because that can be a little more picky, but there's almost always going to be some private company out there like ECC or Berlitz or somebody who will hire you from abroad and sponsor your visa to come over and give you a job. Now, that job is probably not going to treat you very well, but at least gets you there. And so, like, that part of the experience is actually really cool. It's a lot easier to move to Japan than I think people realize, as crazy as that sounds. And then, like, there was so much of the experience that I loved as far as being a part of the public school system. Not necessarily teaching, but being a part of the shared cultural experience that is public education, really in any culture. It was so nice to be a part of their schooling culture through all the phases. I taught elementary, I taught middle school, I taught a little bit of high school at one point. And kind of just like be a part of like all the events and stuff. And just, you know, kind of have a reference point. There's all that stuff that you see in anime, right? Like the culture festival or the sports day. It was cool to like experience that and be a part of it. And it gave me these kind of cultural touchstones when I was talking to like other people, like other local Japanese people. It just gave me things to talk about that they could relate to, which wasn't always easy. That being said, Japan on average is very hospitable and welcoming and incredibly kind to guests, and so they're always good about making you feel like I don't know how to word this, because like you never get fully accepted into the culture. Like a lot of people go over there and they try to integrate. That is a fool's errand. You're not gonna integrate, no matter how much work you put into it. Japan has a very like close-minded attitude of who is Japanese and who isn't. And it's not going to extend to people who've immigrated. It just isn't. So that kind of sucks. But it does also give you the nice little bit of leeway of like, I don't know. If you make a mistake, a lot of times they just assume it's because you're a foreigner, which is messed up as that is. It can make dealing with some issues a bit easier. You ever brag to your students that you were a YouTuber? No, I was teaching middle school for most of it, and so I made absolutely sure that they had no idea. That was like my biggest fear while I was living there, that they were gonna find my stream. I was so worried about that, because like, man, these kids will figure something out about your life and they will bring it up. They will stalk you a bit over it. One of my jobs, I was living next door to, it was in like a suburban area, and so there was like the one big shopping mall where you do like your grocery shopping and stuff. It wasn't necessarily a shopping mall like you might think about it from the US. It was a little different, but it was definitely still like where you would go in the area if you're bored on a Saturday. And my God, the amount of times my kids would be like, hey, sensei, we saw you shopping over the weekend, and we noticed, like, they would be like, we noticed what you were buying and stuff. It's like, guys, could you please, I'm really glad that you're interested in me. Could you be a little more interested in my lessons, a little less interested in my personal life? Thanks. So I would have loved to brag about it, especially since I was mostly making content for Japanese games at the time. Well, I mean, Alchemy Stars is, what is that? It's in a weird situation, right? Where like, I don't know what the situation was, but I think Tour Dog is from Tibet, but it's all still owned by Tencent one way or another, so that's Chinese. But Shadowverse was the one that I was playing that was Japanese. And like, even, it doesn't matter if they're Chinese or Japanese, a lot of the games that are popular in one country are just as popular in the other. That's actually yeah. Oh, it was cool. So, like, I've had, like, a weird relationship with the idea of having moved back, because in a lot of ways, I'm very happy. I'm really enjoying being back in an environment where I can natively speak the language. That was a huge gain. I after 9 years of that, I forgot how much I was fighting uphill with like every conversation I try to have. We have enough people and stuff, so let's upgrade some of our assemblies. I haven't done that. But I do miss being a part of a more collectivist culture and kind of the social support that came from that. I miss some of like just the general day-to-day kindness in the culture. I miss the comfort. I miss the convenience. I miss the relative feeling of safety. Japan, yes, is a safe country, but there are several asterisks over that statement. So I like to acknowledge whenever I say that. Most specifically, it is a very safe country. However, it's still not a very safe place for women. And please be aware of that if you are traveling there. But I don't know. The thing is, it's not even that I necessarily feel less safe here, even though statistically I probably am less safe. It's that everyone feels less safe here. Everyone's scared of everyone else, and it's just... Oh man, we already need another generator. It's just coming from a country like Japan where you could, if you wanted to, never did want to, but like, you could like knock on a neighbor's door and like have something to say, or say like talk about a community event or something you're trying to like campaign for, or just get advertised stuff. The point being, someone mentioned a bit ago, it's like, yeah, you can't go door to door here and say like, I am trying to raise awareness for X, Y, or Z in the US. There's just not that same level of comfort with your neighbors, but also like people aren't as comfortable receiving people that way. It's just... in some ways it is more isolating, which is surprising, but in many more important ways it is definitely less isolating. One being the fact that I can speak the language, and two being the fact that I more or less... Actually, that's a lie. I was gonna say I more or less understand the culture, but I'm in this weird halfway place since moving back of like kind of having forgotten how some parts of American culture work and mixing them up with how parts of my Japanese life would work. And so, man, like, sometimes I have to just straight up tell people in public, like, hey, I don't know how we do this in the US. Can you help me out? Like, healthcare is a good example, but just the other day I was at Lowe's, and I was working on a project. I was working on hanging up curtains in an apartment, and like I was trying to find these like nice command hooks to hang them up with. And I was working with the guy to try to figure out what would work. And at one point, he's just like, why don't you just nail them or like put them up, you know, the good old fashioned way? And I'm like, well, I'm renting. I can't do that. And then he kind of like looked at me for a second, and I had to be like, all right, full disclosure, I lived out of the country for a very long time. Are we allowed to do that here? And he's like, it depends a lot on on who's renting it. But yeah, a lot of them will let you drill holes in the wall as long as you patch them up afterwards. And as far as my experience was in Japan, that was not ever an option. I don't think I ever lived in a place where you were allowed to hang stuff up. Yeah, they would have got real picky about that. Well, we didn't expand our construction parts because I was talking a lot, but I actually don't mind that we didn't, because we're still producing a good... How much... Okay, that's a good question. How much are we actually producing? Well, we're capped right now because it hit the storage cap. Total consumption 126. Okay, it looks like our production caps at 30. Well, I guess I could do the math because duh, we're only producing 24. I think that should be good for now. I honestly think what I want to do, something I want to try this time around, is doing like a storage... Hey, what's up? I can't see that emote because I'm viewing the chat versus restream, but I see it's a Fuchsia emote, which is great. I didn't realize Fuchsia had YouTube emotes. Also, that's a name I haven't heard in a bit. It's really nice to be back and doing this, guys. It really is. Just a kind of a fun way to unwind after a day. Oh, Oh! No, on YouTube, this emote is literally, it's fuchsia colored and it has the word fuchsia in it. Okay, that's funny. One of my good friends, while I was streaming before, her streamer name was Fuchsia. So I just assumed it was one of her emotes when it came up in restream chat like that. Oh, okay, good. We actually are starting to profit on concrete. So let's remove this boost so we can start making Unity again. Not that we really need it. I do remember now that we unlocked a captain's office that I probably want to get set up sooner rather than later. Let's put... I always have so much trouble placing these buildings that don't really do anything, because I want to make sure they're out of the way. But my little brain just assumes like, oh no, everything's in the way, we're gonna use this. No, it's not. It's really not. In fact, we very seldom end up using too much of the space in front of the depot anyway. And so, like I usually do, I think I'm just going to place the office in front of here again. Let's do that as a nice look. Let's take a good chunk of construction parts that I'm fine with, because we can use it to run edicts. All right, so we're going to try a storage yard for dealing with some of this overflow. Because I've been trying to do, in the past, I've only stored stuff near where it's been made. And when there's been overflow, I've either stopped the buildings or I've just built another storage building. But like, for some of these resources, I actually do want more than I can make, than I can store early on, because going into the mid and late game, I will still need those resources. Like, electronics are something you can't really overproduce on, in my opinion. Mechanical parts, like all this is stuff that at some point we're gonna have a shortage of. So let's get one set up for, what do we cap? Oh yeah, we're actually capping construct part 2 as well. So let's get one for 1. Let's set up one for 2s. What else are we capped with? Probably want to get one for iron and mechanical parts and electronics. Okay, that makes sense. Oops. So we'll do one for electronics, one for mechanical parts, and what was the last one I said? Iron? Iron. Capped on iron. We are in fact capped on iron. And let's put these somewhere where they're not too in the way, but also somewhere where they're not too out of the way. So we're gonna have iron coming off of that. This is gonna be like a whole assembly yard. And then what'll end up happening is when we get to oil production, we're gonna use this corner for oil, because I've had really good luck with that so far. It also helps that like there's this little deposit here, so you can transition stuff into it. We could also look at making oil over here and maybe doing different depots over here. But I think what we'll do is we actually will just place these like right here. Let's put them up a little bit, like right here. And I'll unpause those. And then that shouldn't be too far away, and it's not that many storage buildings. If we need to move them later on, we can move them later on. But this should just give us a little bit of overflow, so that we're not wasting production time. And then yeah, construction part 1s are gonna dip because we're building these storage facilities. We're also building the office, which let's reduce maintenance for now. But once we build another, actually, it probably will be happening soon. Actually, no, never mind. I lied. Let's do a growth boost. Because we're going to turn off the tower. And let's get one more bit of housing set up. I think in my last run, I kept the smaller... Well, I had the solar settlement at 5 and then lost... Oh! I thought we were producing like 1.5. Why are we not now? Oh, because I set up 2 edicts. I'm bad. My bad. I did not. Okay. Oh! That was just last month's tick. It should reset next month. Let's see. Okay, good. Yeah, we're in the green. Okay, I'll let that build out slowly. And then see, yeah, let's... Okay. So, did this last time. Makes 24, consumes 18. Well, sorry, makes 12, consumes 9. Overflow with 3, so if we created a facility that had 3, well, theoretically, one blast furnace is outputting 12, and we outputted 36. We would be even, because then we could do 4. Oh, wait, whoa, calm down. I realize what I'm doing incorrect. Sorry, one of these produces 24. Because one of these produces 24 molten iron, which we need to cool into regular iron. So, my bad, it's not 12 into 9, it's 24 into 9. In that case, since we can't really do a half, and I think this is the situation we were in last time, it's almost certainly better to have more than it is to have less. So I think all I'm gonna do is just oops. I think I'm gonna do what I said earlier and just like copy this much. See what copies. And then we can put that up here. We'll figure out what we want to do from there. But this will continue to output. Yeah, I just want to set up one more facility. I don't want to overproduce on this. Let's make this a little smarter though, because this design started out as one thing and then got adapted into something different. I think I was trying to keep it like a thin column, which makes sense. It's just more space efficient. But it got weird. All right, let's delete these. I'm gonna leave the game running in slow right now so we can start producing more construction parts, because those are dipping because we're low on iron. You're not backed up, right? Okay, no, you're not backed up. Okay. Okay. So we do, that's what I'm trying to think. Okay, so what we would want is like a way to get 3 of these casters. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna make the excess. Because it's only 6. Okay. So we do want the iron to output somewhere so the trucks can pick it up. Which I think was the objective originally. And then I built some conveyor. Oh, that's what happened. We originally had it set up like this, but then I built these conveyor belts around and created some issues, which it might here as well, if I'm not careful. Let's, even though we can hook it right up, sometimes it's nice just to have like a little bit of buffer in case I want to run a conveyor belt around it in the future. Let's run some wood over. Yeah, see, I already am glad that I have space for my line. And how about we do this one with, we'll bring the brick production back for this one. Okay. So that will put me in a situation where we can't access the iron storage, which is less than ideal. Which is why I think what happened in the last case is I ended up moving it ahead here, which I still really like that idea. Let's far as I can tell, the trucks can pick up from one conveyor belt away. I don't think they like picking up from much further than that, though. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna run this iron up the center like we did before. What destination are you trying to... Oh. That's valid. Right. I need to give this little space so that they can actually get to that. Fair! So all we're going to do is we're just going to create a little place, because we don't have vehicle ramps yet. So we're just going to create a little spot where they can go under. Ooh. All right. Or there's fine as well. And now they can go under that, which will still get us wood where we need it to go. Move this back. This is coming from a height of 1. So I think it only needs 3 spaces to come down. Let's use the middle track for wood. We can save the outside ones for our brick operation. Iron. Iron. Ooh. All right. And so now if we do the same thing we did over here, and we just run the conveyor belt right along it, the truck still will be able to access this point and pick up any excess iron as it comes out. One thing we're not doing with this setup, which we can do in the... We do have balancers, we could do it now. One thing I like to try to do is put the storage in a loop to the side. So it'll be in a... let me put down a balancer so I can show you what I'm talking about. When you put down a balancer, you have options to like decide what is and isn't priority for in and out. You can also enforce strictly even inputs and outputs. I still have not figured out how to use this correctly. It just creates problems for me. I'm sure there's a really cool trick I could do with it. Can't figure it out. So like a lot of times what I would like to do is, let's say in this situation we have something going into the assembly. Sure, whatever. We have something coming from the metal cooler. We have something going out to storage. And then we have something coming into storage. This would be flipped around. So in this situation, what I would do is I would set my assembly to priority out and my cooler, my caster down to priority in. And so that means if there's stuff coming from the caster, that always gets delivered. And if it can go to the assembly, it will. In this situation, once the assembly backs up, and only once the assembly backs up, will it start dumping stuff into storage. And only when their stuff isn't coming, only when there isn't stuff coming from the caster, will it start pulling from storage. So it's a nice way to like keep a buffer without your trucks having to deliver when you do get into a situation. Because right now what would happen is, for example, if we stop producing iron, the trucks would have to start manually delivering this iron over to here. I'll worry about that more when we get later, because what I have found is worrying about that too much early on kind of gets in the way, because you're gonna have to like move stuff around anyway. Like, this is not, a lot of these buildings are going to need to get removed to make room for better buildings or new ideas or different approaches or tons of stuff. And so we definitely want to stay flexible. All right, let's create a little bit of a buffer here. Oh wait, I don't know, I don't need to do that actually. This should be fine. Yes, because this is going to dump into there. It's going to block that exit. I don't really care. And then the excess is going to drop into our 2 assemblies here and here. Curve this down to meet up down there. And then we'll need to run a line over here. Do I want to keep the storage there, or do I want to remove it? Probably. I'm not going to remove it. We're going to have to send electronics eventually to the maintenance, to the research. All right. How about we do this instead? We're just going to venture off of this here. Keep this at a height 2 so the trucks can pass under it. And then, we're going to turn off snapping. And like I said, this is why it's so nice just to leave this, like, little bit of buffer, even though we had to for this particular setup. But when we don't have to, I still like to keep the buffer. Because sometimes you need to sneak a line through. That should be good. We actually want to set this to empty if we can. Empty if you can. Well, we don't have to empty the whole thing, but like, you know, keep it half empty. So that we can keep producing more. Because if it fills up, everything gets backed up. But if we set this to empty 90, then they'll start dumping it over here in this excess. And we'll just build more of these excesses as we need them. A storage facility, I've realized, doesn't cost that much. And so I'm going to play around with, like... Oh, I think I need to do the same thing with these. Yep. Oh, sorry, this supposed to be 90. And so I'm going to play around with making more storage facilities instead of trying to make the most out of the ones I do have. Or trying to, like, overly efficient with the ones I do have. Man, we really need ramps sooner rather than later. I'll build this one up to 2 as well. We'll go, like, here. And that should be our coal. And then since this iron line is already raised... I think what we'll do is we'll... Oop. Do I have snapping on? Is that what's happening? Try again. Yeah, I do have snapping on. Okay, no, I want you to go over the coal line. Sure, that's how you need to do it. That's how you need to do it. And then you're gonna dip down there, but I'm gonna have you stay up. And then I'm actually gonna have you go over the coal line again. Turn back snapping, and we'll let that should be our iron. This should be everything set, ready to go. Trucks can get under, trucks can reach storage facilities. Don't have construction part 2 storage, which is an issue. I don't know. Oh, that's why I did it that way. I'm like, why did I do it that way? I did it that way so they can still get to construction part 1, cause, right, we have 2 conveyor belts here, so they won't be able to get there naturally. Fine, we'll just keep that going. Set up a second one. Totally cool with that. And I'm gonna unpause all this construction so they can actually start delivering parts and working on it. That's looking pretty good. We do have water. Might be time to get settlement water next. Oh, probably more than tree planting, just because it is a mission, so we'll get some resources from that. And like as we can see here, sand backs up really quickly. Like, yeah. Honestly, what I could consider doing, it could be so much micromanaging though, because what would be ideal, because we don't need a lot of sand and we don't normally need a lot of limestone, although I might up that. I might have been a little, let's give you 2 trucks. And let's actually produce a couple more trucks. Like a lot more trucks. Like, we're way under our vehicle limit. Stuff's moving a bit slower than it needs to be. Okay, so we'll get that set up. Second set of construction part 1 and 2. Love to see that. Because in the future, what is happening? So I think this is a nice 1-to-1, right? Yeah, we produce 12, and then we need 12, and that produces 6. But then I think from there, for like construction part 3, I think we're looking at a situation where, no, it's 6 into 3. Okay, never mind. It is just 1 into 1 into 1. You gotta watch the stuff, man, because like sometimes it's 1 into 1, or then sometimes it's like this where it produces 24, but then the next machine only uses 12, so you need to make sure you're remembering to hook up 2. I've definitely done this backwards a couple of times. I definitely, my first run with concrete, I don't know what happened. I got this completely backwards in my head, and I had like, I had something like 4 kills. No, I had like, yeah, 4 kilns running into like 2 concrete mixers. And so obviously massively backed up. Can probably just set a line over here. I want to get ramps. I really want to get ramps because like we're gonna have issues with people getting under stuff here soon. That being said, just not having to worry about them delivering the main. Oh, we're doing. Ooh, yeah, we're doing fine with maintenance. It's going down. They don't have to go that far. They do it pretty quickly. I think they carry 20 at a time. We'll worry about it in a bit. I think what we'll set up is some sort of maintenance slash research lab setup. They tend to go through a lot of the same parts or a lot of the same resources, and so it's fine to put them together. There are also 2 buildings that produce recyclables in the mid game, so having them near each other is helpful. A little bit of a shortage on iron ore. That's fair. We did just add a whole nother facility. So how about we give you another truck, and we're gonna make a small excavator. And yeah, we'll cancel these other trucks real quick because I do want that excavator. Which is what I really... Actually, I was just saying that this micro would be annoying to bounce back and forth, because what I'd like to do is just sand or limestone, depending on what there's less of. But let's just move you over here. Oh! Oh! Right! Right! I felt like that went too well. Man, I forgot like half the stuff I still need to do over here. This is the dangers of streaming a game like this. Okay. Obviously, we need some place for the exhaust to go, or bad things will happen. Totally fine. Why did you do it? Oh. Right. It's deciding the final elevation based off of the total elevation based off of where it ends, which is at level 1, but I need it to say height 2 over this part so the trucks can go under it. So now it can go down to height 1. There we go. I also want to get the slag over here. That's going to be fun, but I think we can just do a nice simple height 2, bring it down, and then it'll fit here somewhere. Yeah, I can do that. Let's do that. There's a nice slag. Like, God, yeah, this is going to need to be reworked here in the near future. And then I totally forgot we still need to put dirt on this line, because like, or bricks anyway. I like just saying dirt, but like, there's no we're missing a crucial component. So we want 2 of these, because 1 produces 12 and 1 assembly also consumes 12. Now we're gonna put them over here. We're gonna hope that this brick line can... Ooh, that's a bit awkward. Is that really the best you can do for me? I don't hate this as much as I could. Okay, we got that. And then we can just run the second one on over here. let's do this. I was like, there's no reason for this to be here. This is just me being picky. This is just me wanting the straight conveyor belt if I can. Like, just getting that nice, just like, yeah, lined up. It's almost like I knew what I was doing kind of vibe. Each of these produces 12. So let's... Oh, that's what I need to do. Okay, wait. I forgot. We're still in a spot where we can only output 60, 24, 24. So this is like already at capacity. I could run like one over here, and this is dealing with 24 and 9. So that's under capacity, but I don't want to, like, we're just gonna give this its own smokestack, and we'll have it share it with the blast furnace here, because we can't put a third blast furnace to that smokestack anyway. Oops, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look better. Oh, I think they're changing vertical links in update 2 as well. But for now, we got to make sure it goes flat so we can create a link. All right. Now let's get the coal line over here, which shouldn't be too bad since we already have it running here. I think I can just... Oop, no, I need a U-shaped. I think I can just pull from here, bring it up to 2. I think that'll let me go over. Boom. And we'll tuck it in here. Bring it up along the side, and then we're gonna go out so there's room for the water to hook up. And then we're gonna go here and here for coal. And so now we have several coal consuming facilities all hooked to one hopper, which is very convenient because then all we need to do is worry about trucks going from here, filling up this hopper, and not having them worry about filling up several hoppers. Then we get in a situation where like multiple need filled, and maybe it prioritizes the wrong one, and which you can micromanage all that, but I'm not in the mood. Let's get another storage set up for dirt. I think if I'm 3 out, I think I can get in there on like a curve. Not the way I wanted to. All right. Is this a cut or a delete? That was a delete. I want to cut this. I think if I do one here. Boom. And here. Cool. I mean, am I gaining anything by having it hang off the edge like that? Not really. So why do it? Oh, I guess that's one reason. Okay, yeah. Even at here. And then that should be good. We'll set this to dirt. And just like, if there is dirt, dump it here. That's gonna be our policy. Which I realized, actually, we're burning through our slag as well. Okay, actually, I probably want to keep this so there is a bit of slag, because we are, yeah. So let's make sure there's at least, yeah, at least 30, at least 54. Like, don't completely empty it. We need that slag for stuff, but mostly empty it. Dirt, completely fill. If you have dirt, dump it there. I was bringing that up. I'm worried that we are probably not going to get too far on Operation New Coast. Well, we were dumping dirt there for a bit, but slag and dirt are being dumped here. Actually, what I should do, let's set up a quick mining tower, because we can also use them to control dumping in the area. So I'm going to say, hey, this area, let's... I want to do everything. Yeah, shoot. All right, well, that was kind of a waste of a small amount of material. I was going to adjust the filters there, but I realized I actually do want to dump all that stuff there because... if this does overflow, I want to make sure that, like, if we fall behind, I want to make sure there's a place to dump the slag. Or same with dirt. That will happen a lot with dirt. You'll work on, like, a big construction project, and this little storage facility can only... Oh, I forgot water. Oh, good! The water's not far. Things I could have checked beforehand, but was undeservedly confident about that I knew what I was doing. All right, don't need a lot of water, though. To the point where, for the cost of setting up another one, because, like, it's 2 people and 120 kilowatts. It's not a lot, but, like, that stuff adds up. If it's more water than we need, since there's only another 12, let's just continue this line a bit further, which runs this way. So we're going to continue with this water line. And... is that a 3 or a 2? That's a 2. How about we do something like this, where we come over, and then we're going to jump up to there, and we're going to stay over it all the way. Oop. Get placed. You can only go so far. And then, boom, we can just hook up the... not exactly what I wanted. I need you to even out there for a second so I can keep you going. Let's do that there, there, and then like this. Cool! And then make sure I pause everything in the area. Good. I just get in the habit of this, of using planning mode to build everything, because a lot of times, like, I start looking at a project and I'll place down a couple of ghost buildings, and then I'll get distracted by a crisis or something, and I'll come back, and because I forgot to pause my buildings and I wasn't in planning mode, they will they'll be half built, which is not what I wanted. All right, we'll send 2 guys over there. But then, yeah, please, could you be making us the trucks, like, all of them? Thank you. Are we going to have enough people for this? Because I think that's 12? Just barely, but these trucks are going to need people as well. Oh, we got space. We just need to turn on... We already have population growth increase turned on. Oof. Need you all to reproduce more. Maintenance 1 is starting to exceed how much maintenance we produce. So it might be time to look at making a second one of those. But I think I'm just going to ride it out until we get to... oh, it's probably trying to dump manually here. Until we get to these research lab 2. Because once we do that, we'll create a whole little research maintenance facility and pop it down probably here-ish. We got electronics and mechanical parts. Yeah, makes sense for now. And I got forestry after that, which I do want to get set up sooner rather than later. Let's just really quickly grab the ramp. God, yeah, there's just so much quality of life stuff that I need still. Ooh. Okay, yeah, let's just set these up to be doing while we get the research lab 2. And we're not just gonna make the 1. We're gonna spam out a cup. We're gonna maybe do at least 2. I want to be careful about doing 3. They do cost some unity. They do cost people. Yeah, like, look, they cost as much as a boost, and I don't know if the bigger research lab costs more or not. No, it doesn't, luckily. But it is a lot of maintenance. Like, so basically, I can't just spam them. I need to make sure that I'm producing what I have the resources to maintain. What's going on here? You don't have enough iron because you don't have enough copper or iron ore. But that's fine. We got the second truck set up. We should be good. Second excavator set up. We should be good here soon. The issue a lot of time, this is why trading routes are really important. Oh, this is a bad example because this is a coal guy. Like, a lot of times the truckload will end up being like some iron, but then also some like dirt and some rocks. And so they need to like go all the way over here to dump dirt and rocks, which, yeah, sure, I could move a dumping zone closer, but I want to make sure I want this project to get worked on. Or they can dump into one of our hoppers. So what I like to do is, with the bricks, have it set up so that dirt goes here first, and then any extra dirt they go all the way over to do. What we could do is make, and that's why I have this installed here. So like one thing we could do is make this so it's only waste. So it's only from here to here, which is fine. We'll produce enough waste to fill in a lot at some point. But right now I don't have a better place for rock or slag as far as overfill. I need a third one. I mean, to be fair, we are sucking down. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oh, I see what's happened. Here, let's unity that, because, like, hey, start producing some iron, please. And then you're waiting on water. You're all waiting on construction parts, which is because they're waiting on iron. I mean, I could put more trucks, but, like, let's see, are the trucks waiting or are the excavators waiting? One. And then now, yeah. No, oh, wait, no, there's supposed to be a fourth truck. Where's the fourth truck? 1, 2, 3. This is a great point where, like, they really need to look into the UX. Like, it's so difficult to find a specific truck. All right, so it's these 4 here. So I think we're good. I think we just need some time to catch up. Yeah, we're good. We're profiting. We're producing more than we're. So where's our coal? Oh no! That snuck up on me. All right, let's give him at least. Let's give him a third truck. Vehicle part shortage. Requires iron. Electronic parts and mechanical parts. You know, I didn't mean to do this, but we could, like, set this up plugged into these so they double as, like, storage, but then also, like, consumption. But I don't know. I want to specifically try playing around with the idea of a storage yard for overflow. So we'll make a facility. Oh, okay, cool. We just got Research Lab 2. And we don't really have the construction parts to play around with to get maintenance going. So we need to. All right. Cancel the trucks again. Another thing I'd love if I could just skip something to the queue so I don't have to click that many times every time. Prioritize making another excavator. How's our sand? Sand's good. Yeah. You go over to coal for a bit. Because they need help. Coal, I'm in like a constant fight with coal. Like, it's always the resource that I either have an abundant amount of or I suddenly have none of. Like, I can never find a happy in-between. Which is really annoying because a lot of important stuff uses coal. And when it all stops at once, it causes issues. Of course, that long pipe's kind of expensive, but we should be fine. We're getting iron. So as soon as we can make this, I'm gonna set this to priority 1. Oh, wait, we still need the dirt anyway. Never mind. Don't worry about being priority 1. trying to back up a bit to see if that would help with the weird gray box I'm living in. Because, like, yeah, I'm watching it, and it used to be like a closeness issue. I don't know why it's doing that today. It's almost like it wants to increase my brightness. I wonder if it thinks the room is too dark. Also, I just realized it's slightly translucifying my... Oh, wait, I didn't mean to show you guys the back end. I meant to show you guys the game while I did this. Yeah, I need to tune the settings better. I don't think it naturally considers this background green enough. Let's see if I can change the lighting. Oh, it's one of these buttons. Is it down? I'm just trying to make like a cooler or warmer light to see if that looks more green to it, but no, it still doesn't. Oh well. Goals for the next stream. Today's goal, honestly, was just to stream again, because, you know, hey, sometimes it's hard to get that second stream, or like sometimes it's easy to get like over the hurdle with something and get it started and get it rolling, and that second time you got to do it, it can be the challenge. So my goals for the stream was just to do it again, but then also get multi-streaming set up, which seems to be working. We got people from YouTube, we got people from Twitch really liking that. And so the next one, I will work on cleaning up some of the screen stuff a bit. Lots of little projects, which, like Lunity said earlier, is one of the things that's awesome about content creation. And what, kind of like this game, every big project just has a ton of little tiny hidden projects in it. And just take them bit by bit. Don't gotta rush it, don't gotta get it all done at once. Prioritize the most important parts for just like making the thing function. And take your time planning out the rest. That was another thing too with content creation for me in the past. That was another area where I wasn't respecting my mental health as much as I wish I would have been in hindsight. And yeah, I mean, I definitely was like stressing myself out. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I probably should have been. No, I was enjoying it, that's a lie, but I was stressing myself out more than I needed to. And I just realized we're sending 50% of our construction parts into here, which I think I realized last stream when I set this up, but that does mean that it's 12 going into 6 and 6, so that's why it's not moving as fast as it could be. This could be a good spot to set up some balancers. Because, like, it's not as important for iron. Oh, you know what? Actually, I am doing that on purpose. Because the issue is, if you do that overflow technique for construction parts, what I found is the problem is okay, let's say we run low. It's like, okay, later in the game, we have as far as, like, construction part 4. And so what it means is until your construction part 4 facilities are completely full and backed up, your construction part 3s immediately are turning into construction part 4s. But you still need to use the 3s and the 2s and the 1s, depending on what the project is. And so you can't just neglect the earlier levels. And so the issue that comes up is if you have a priority system, yeah, you're like, you'll run out of construction part 2s, and you need to pause a bunch of stuff and plans, like, and, you know, mostly just pause stuff, just to make sure that you're still producing the construction part 2s and not turning them all into 3s. So we could do something like that, but honestly, after thinking about it for a bit, I don't mind the 50-50, especially since we're only clearing out like half of these. Actually, so let's do it specifically. So there's only gonna be 24, so let's make it so like 80. So that would be what, 18? So that'd be 36. Okay, empty it so that there's always room. Well, maybe also a little bit of a buffer. Okay, empty it that much so that there's always room for more to be produced. But don't go much further than that. Let's just copy those settings here. All right. So research lab, we're gonna do 2 of these. And we're gonna do 2 maintenance depots. What's gonna happen is we're gonna do an assembly that makes lab equipment. And it's gonna make 24 lab equipment, which is horribly excessive because these things only need 4 apiece to run. I really wish you could set the pace that stuff's produced at, you know? Because that's something you can do in Satisfactory, right? Like you can down rate a machine. So it's not burning through resources too quickly. Because I'd like to just set it so it's producing just the right amount. But we can't get to that. So the next best thing is to just let it back up. Like we can make a little bit of storage so there's like a buffer in case things run low. But what I find then is when we upgrade to storage part, like when we upgrade to the next level, we just end up with a storage bin full of lab equipment that we don't need as much. So let's do this. That's not that we don't need as much. It's like I already set up something. I don't really want to do like a feeder system like I'm doing here. So I just end up with like a bunch of like that's a crazy number, like 600 lab equipment 1, and it's right. This is all more maintenance. Hey, I lied. As much as I need more people, I really need my stuff not to start breaking down. So it's only 15%, but that might be enough to keep us in a good spot here. So yeah, this is just electronics and mechanical parts. So we're gonna bring this up 3. Sure. Here. And here. And then we're gonna do the same thing here and here. But we're gonna move this part here. I don't know why I cut that, because actually I'm gonna need to delete each of these anyway. This one can stay. Actually, those could have stayed, because the bump doesn't need to happen until here. But honestly, with that much excess, I'll probably trim things up a bit. We'll leave the 1 here. But like, we don't need these. We don't need these just randomly taken. Oh, that was more than I wanted. Oh, no, it was. Oh! Whoops. Had the delete tool selected, I didn't realize it. Right, do that, and that. Okay, now we have a lab maintenance thing. We'll do a whole separate thing for vehicle parts. In the past, I also threw vehicle parts into this because like, oh hey, they take a small amount of mechanical parts and electronics, but they also need the iron, which nothing else needs, which creates like, it just gets awkward, especially as you advance. Meanwhile, maintenance and lab equipment almost always needs the same stuff. So we'll keep them connected, and then we'll just do a storage. And this is going to be for electronics. Oops, I had that right. And we're going to keep it full. But how much? Oh, y'all don't need much. All right. Yeah, let's keep it 54. This one will be mechanical parts. And I think it requires less or more, a little bit more. So we'll just do 72. And then, so we have this here. Like, I'm to the point in my other game right now where I'm just like, even though it's like miles away, I'm like making huge long conveyor belts because it's better than having the trucks have to go everywhere. But in the early game, totally fine to let the trucks fill in some of this work. I say that as our truck load is currently extremely busy, which is alarming. Maybe I do need to set up a few more. Point being, I'm still gonna keep this plan of not necessarily linking the electronics and mechanical parts here right away. I'm just gonna rely on the trucks to move them around. I feel like this. I'm trying to keep in mind where I want the recyclables in the future, because they come out at the far end here. And I also am keeping in mind where the mechanical, where the storages are. So let's do like, no, I probably want to, well, I can move the vehicle depot if I need to. And I'll probably want to get more food in here at some point now that I think about it a bit more. Here, what I'm gonna do, because I'm making myself nervous, because I have that cut, and a lot of times I'll accidentally right click and lose all my work. So, I think I'm overthinking it. I mean, you know what? The more I say that, the more I'm confident I'm overthinking it. I'm just gonna set this up here. The vehicle depot will be a little bit awkward for a bit, but we're probably gonna tear that down here soon. And wherever the assembly for the vehicle parts is gonna be. 18 workers. Construction parts are back up. This would require 16. Oh, I forgot about that. 16, 22, and then 30. Okay. But we're not maxed out yet. We can adopt another 10. Do that. Not in a good position to donate yet, but we can adopt some more. And then, yeah, I'm going to start this building. And hopefully we have 2 more employees by the time it's finished. Food is doing great, which I love to see. Like, we were really just struggling with irrigation needs, I feel like. But now that we have them, producing tons of food, it looks like we're producing the bricks we need for the construction parts. I don't really have a place collecting bricks, but it's fine. Bricks aren't something we necessarily need. We're still incredibly low on coal. Why is that? Where are you going? Oh, you're a wood truck. Okay, let's... What does your journey look like? Oop. I don't use this tool very often, so I want to... Okay, what does this look like? You're gonna drop the coal off here, which is great. And then you drop the wood off. Sorry, the wood, the dirt. And you just go right back, right? Yeah, you do. And I guess that... Yeah, you are already capped on limestone. So because of that, let's move a truck off. Still keep the excavator over there, though. Put a truck on this. Maybe they just need more people? Shoot, maybe I need another excavator. Oh. Feel like I do, but... Shoot. I mean, I guess I got a lot... Oh, right. That's pulling another 12 coal off. And this is also... Yeah, okay, fine. Let's get another excavator. Which will require another person. I think it's just the one. You know, I actually assumed that they take a person. Maybe they don't. Oh yeah, they do. Right there. Pick up. Tree harvester, excavators. Okay, it is just one, though. Huh, I never really looked at this, never really used this graph before. That's useful. We'll get this set up. We'll get the settlement water set up. Let's get the maintenance situation fixed. I'm just planning my goals for ending the stream, because I think I'm hitting my limit for today. Been a great stream, though. Yeah, absolutely amazing stream. It's really nice to come back to this and have people be, reacting really well. I was worried, going away for a while, doing a lot of specifically anime game content, and then coming back and doing something very different. So appreciate the people who've been coming around to stop by and say hi and see what I've been doing. And yeah, not hopefully, we'll definitely be doing more streams and hopefully expand the stream, get more games in. I would definitely like to try to focus on some single player strategy experiences. They're a lot more cozy. I don't really know if I want to get back into streaming competitive multiplayer games, because, man, you mix a bad day with a bad run with people watching, and it's just hard to not get salty. It really is. Oh shoot, I forgot we need to make the lab equipment first. That's fine, actually, because we wouldn't have enough people anyway. So these just need to be filled, which they should be soon. Again, we're desperately short on trucks. Oh, I think vehicles also require maintenance. It's probably spamming the trucks is not helping. Yeah, they actually require most of our maintenance. I didn't realize that. Oh, the excavators as well. I never really looked at what's contributing to maintenance like this before. Probably important to know. Yeah, probably really important to know that my what my vehicles are, how much my vehicles are contributing. Also, I don't really get what's going on with the, I get what kind of glitch is going on, where it's stacking the numbers like this, but I don't know what it's trying to display. Oh well. Game, again, cannot stress enough, game is in very early access, and I'm mostly happy that it's as good as it is. I can't wait to see what they do with it. Mechanical parts. Can somebody... Okay, you're gonna do that? I appreciate that. Let's actually make this a kind of a high... this is a priority 6 to make sure it's at least at this level, because this is controlling our maintenance and our research. So we hey, give this attention. Oops. Didn't mean to grab that. All right. Well, things are progressing really nicely and smoothly. I should not. None of this is real wood, but a lot smoother than I had expected. So we are running a power shortage. Let's put 3 trucks on copper since we're eating more electronics. Let's put another, and we'll bump this up to. That's too many trucks. Because we need. Yeah, we need trucks doing stuff as well. Oof. Come on, maintenance depot. Okay, good. All right, good. We're seeing stuff now. Okay, so these aren't being deposited into something the trucks can pick up. So we need to do this actually on here. You can actually just straight up export if you need to. So they'll just steal it from the assembly. Since there's something requesting it, they will go to the assembly and take. The other thing we can do, there's only 4. It'd be enough to get one going, is we can request that they remove the product from the line, in which case they won't have anywhere to. Well, the best place to take it would be right here and completing the construction. We are producing maintenance again? Yeah, we are. Cool. So with the production of more maintenance, I think I'm sleeping on my power generation. I want these quality of life improvements, I really do. But okay, sediment water is almost done. That's gonna unlock a bunch of stuff for us. Forestry I need to get set up sooner rather than later. I gotta get power generation going. Because, like, we can't just keep... These things require a ton of maintenance, and they also produce pollution. And they also burn fuel, which we need for other stuff. So I don't want to rely too much. I would rather start pausing stuff than spamming more generators. But with the maintenance in a better place, I am more comfortable getting us some more trucks. Which will also need to be hooked up to something, but we'll do that later. Okay, good. Wait. Oh my... Okay, I guess we were one short, or did they divide it? Yeah, they divided it between the two. This is what I mean. The truck AI is not the best, and sometimes you have to babysit it a little bit. But yeah, with the settlement water set up. And that's actually worked out pretty well, because I do have a pump over here. So we'll put the settlement water here, and it can just share water with the farm for a bit. The farm just needs... Oh, needs a lot, actually. We're not producing enough water, then, because this is only 48. To be fair, I am overproducing on food. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we could run plenty of food, which would increase consumption, but we'd get more unity, which, as we've seen, is quite useful. This is a weird... I don't really know how to use this one. Okay, so this is consumption of potatoes and vegetables. Okay, settlement water. Like, we got plenty. In fact, we're actually backed up. So yeah, we're not going to produce more water. We're not going to provide more water to the farms. They're producing enough food. They don't need more water. We're going to set up a water facility for our settlement. Put it at the corner here. Yeah, well, how much need is this? 20? Oh, actually, wait. Okay, wait, the water table's way over there anyway. All right. So put this up high, and then I actually might have lied. We might end up building another pump, because I'm worried that the people aren't going to have enough water. Something in the way how the tree is. Oh, and then it's not on a patch. Okay, that's fine. We put it here and here. We need to run wastewater out, which is fine. We can... Honestly, a thing I like to do, because I don't think we're producing enough really to worry about it. They're using like 16 a minute. So we're just going to... Instead of like running a whole... It's not that far, and I'm already dealing with logistical issues. Never mind. Yeah, we'll just run the pipe. So let's like... The thing is, I just don't want it to get in the way of stuff, and I don't have access to ramps yet. So we're gonna go like this. We'll put it up to height 2. And we're just going to run it this way. So it gets to like... no. It's like here. Bring it down. And we'll get a liquid dump. Which I've actually realized lately, I don't need to build out as far as I do. I can actually bring them in a bit. Yeah, like they don't need to be in the water until that far out. And we're gonna set this to wastewater, which, yes, is more water pollution, we'll deal with it. We're short on workers. Oh, because the labs got built! Hooray! And these is gonna be even more workers. 6, and I don't think the pump takes 1. Oh, it does take 1. These guys aren't resupplied, but it's still worth doing. And then we'll have to, hopefully we can get 3 more workers. Why are you low on power? Oh, because I said I was going to pause stuff, didn't I? Alright, what are we producing too much of? Oof! Not a lot! Alright, we got plenty of construction part 1s, right? Actually, let's do that. Let's donate this chunk of construction parts to these guys. 120. I'm not doing any projects right now. I can't really do any projects right now since we can't build anything since we're low on people. So let's invest in a relationship with the other settlement, and that way we can recruit more people at once when we do need to. Also, I can pop this on, but it does eat into our unity like a lot. 18 refugees in 9 months. All right, we'll wait 9 months and then we'll turn it off. We did get research set up. Let's put this at a slightly higher priority because I would like to keep our research going. Same here. I'd like to make sure that they keep getting parts. Well, yeah, okay. That should be higher though. That should be P7. It already is, so that's great. We're producing lab equipment, which means we're reducing the next tier of research, which is great because after we finish tree planting, anything that's after this point in the research tree requires a level 2 research lab or better. So we couldn't progress in the tree until we started the better research. And, oh good, water we did for construction parts, and also because providing water gives you more unity, which we will be able to see here once it's considered hooked up. I don't know why. Maybe it needs the tick to reset. And then it wants me to activate this to prove I know how to, which is going to unlock a ton of other stuff we were doing in the meantime. Captain's office, advanced research, we found an oil rig. And yeah, I think setting up better power generation is a great goal for our next stream. Oh man. Oh right, because we built that facility. And we need more power. Ooh. All right. Well, we're building a generator because as much as I don't want to, I don't really have a lot of options right now. Because they're all going at max. Yeah, let's just keep building in a line like this. Boom. We need this sooner or later. Oh, that's more people though, isn't it? Shoot! Hey, I need 9 months to happen like a lot sooner. Because 18 refugees would be fantastic right now. Cannot reach destination. Hey, we got a ramp set up! Awesome! Okay, that's huge. Because that, yeah, now we have access to this whole top area. Where do you want to go though? Why can't you get there? Yeah, I guess, you know what? In hindsight, I did kind of make this completely inaccessible with my little feeder line here, didn't I? I think we've more or less finished with this project, so let's just delete it. Because I do want access to the concrete storage because we will be using it for building stuff. But we're good on all of those. We're loading this. We got fuel. I think we're okay. We got maintenance is looking good again. Let's just get this worker situation figured out, and then I'll save power for the next stream. Power and also just the perfect timing for our second part of the settlement as well, because we're running a little low on space here. So I'll probably let them finish out this, and then we're gonna want to start just clear cutting this to the point I even might consider another set of tree harvesters. Cannot store all vegetables. Well, that is a good sign that we have more than enough food, but also quite wasteful. Why don't we pause this farm for a bit? Hey, we got workers. Oh, did the refugees arrive? No. Wait, what? Where did that influx come from? You're minus 10. Oh! Because farms are like 12. That makes sense. Alright. I'll let the tower tick then. Because like I said, I want to have some people going into the power plant project. I think that will require a good amount of people. Boiler is 6. Turbine is 2, which we'll need we'll need multiple turbines. Generators don't cost any. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like, definitely I'm gonna want more people. Downloading cargo for sediment. Let's get that sent over as well before I forget. We'll adopt some pops while we're here. Deliver this cargo. So they'll deliver some construction parts. That'll improve our relationship, and that'll make like, I think what it does is it like affects the cost, like how much we get for these trades. Pop adoption, better reputation, more trade offers. Okay, so this has more trade offers. I don't really know. But I know that getting that POPs number up is really useful because it caps out at 40, or maybe it goes higher, but it capped at, like, I've only got up to 40 so far. And, like, man, sometimes you just need to put something down and get 40 people oh, we didn't get more water. Well, actually, do we need it? The answer is probably, because I would like to see that tank full. Yeah. Do this, and maybe we'll work on like a overflow. But we got water here with overflow, with some rainwater also, so we should be fine. Current research is too advanced for our lab. What? Oh, right. We can delete this, which will get us people back and Unity. I forgot we had the old research lab still set up. So yeah, it was just letting us know, like, hey, that one can't contribute to this. Dismiss. No orders. Oops. Let's just, hey, explore this real quick. 7 workers. Come on. 18 refugees. And then, so yeah, if we look, we can now adopt more. And maybe it added something, or maybe it improved like the rate we get. I'm not fully sure. Which is why I mean, I don't know. I don't know how important it is to press this button yet. Like a lot of the other stuff on the map, it's like useful to level up, but I don't know how useful it is to level up reputation yet. Just making sure some other issues don't pop up. Watching this situation. Concrete's running. Even though we're running low, it's still running. We did do a quick remove on that, right? No, but there's no concrete. Some junk in here, including cement. And we're capping on power again. Oh, probably because these labs, yeah, they suck down a lot. It's fine. The project next time is power plant. Nice, juicy, keep us good for a while. Oh, we're out of coal! How is that? We got 3 excavators on this. Oh, because the truck count is still low. Fair. Fair. Now what I could do, if I wanted, why are you dumping slag? Oh, yeah, okay. No, it does need emptying. Yeah, let's keep it at that. What I could do is I could consider like building a conveyor belt here and then putting the dump, like the drop-off point here, which might be good to do sooner rather than later to save them this drive, and then the trucks drop the coal off and then just drop the excess products like dirt. I just realized we got 18 coming in. I don't have enough housing for that. Do I pump this up to 6? Okay. 6, and then we'll move up to the other facility. In fact, let's just Unity build this. It's only going to cost us 2. And these people are coming in next month. So make sure they have somewhere to live. People don't tend to work for you if they don't have anywhere to live. New refugees! And we're capped, but we're fixing that problem. And I think that will leave us in a good situation to put a pin in it for this stream. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming around. We'll be doing these once a week until I can do more. And yeah, we'll be sticking with Captain Industry here for a bit, just because I like it, because I think this is a cool run to do on stream. But I want to open up, like, Stellaris is another game that I've always put tons of hours into, and I've done on stream as well. There's some more strategy, sim kind of things that I want to do. Just relaxing content where we can, like, you know, create our stories, figure out how we want to solve the problem with the tools, and just find creative solutions. And I also just realized we're running kind of low on diesel as well. God damn it. All right, that's future us issues. Thank you very much for coming around, and I'll catch you guys all later.